And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the grand finals, those grand finales of the Rex April Madness playoffs, day number 2. It has been an intense month of StarCraft. We've been covering this event in the entire month with the initial group stage, with Group A, B, C, and D, with the playoffs, with the quarterfinals, and now we're here with the final day with the semis and the grand finals thereafter. It's been a grueling tournament. Many players have risen. I'm sorry, I should say many players have fallen and only 2 have risen here. It's going to be 2 Protosses. It's going to be a PvP finals. Best of 7 is ready for you. And spawning in the right-hand corner of herO, we have the South Green Protoss player. We have the blue Protoss for Twisted Minds. It is herO. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Danish Protoss player, the red Protoss, representing Storm Gaming. It is MaxPax. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is, papi. It is Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think is going to be the champion of the Rex April Madness. Rogue has fallen. Clem has fallen. Many players have gone down throughout the process of this entire tournament. Zaun, Bunny, Solar, Classic, Rogue, all have fallen by the wayside, and only Protoss remain. Only Protoss, papi. Let's go, let's go. As we do see MaxPax opening up with a gate into expansion. Very fast Nexus, very greedy build here by MaxPax, rushing into the base, rushing into said Nexus. And likewise, we'll see if herO can punish. Back at home, 2-gate opener. 2-gate opener out of herO. We can turn this into a 1-base all-in. We'll keep an eye. We'll keep an eye on herO for the time being. Going further into the main. Getting a further scout. Again, MaxPax cutting so many corners already here in the first game. Can he get away with it? Can he get away with it? Cybercore is done. Second pylon has been revealed. So herO, he does throw down a second pylon back at home. Opens up double stalker. Double stalker most likely into a third and fourth stalker as well. We'll see how aggressive herO is going to be. We go. Now poking in, Stargate opener here out of MaxPax, to be expected. A very common opener here from our red Protoss player. So this scouting probe is going to be forced back. herO throwing down his own second pylon. And looks like herO, he'll expand. Okay, looks like he will expand here. Fans out with his first couple of stalkers. Catches the Adept, not bad. Adept taking a lot of hits, taking a lot of damage already. Ooh, and will not escape. Is going to be shot down. Nice pick off already here from herO. Gains map control, does push towards the natural, and herO, he will expand. He does expand. We can see MaxPax, he doesn't know. For all MaxPax knows, there could be an all-in coming his way. He has to confirm the probe does bypass the stalkers, and the probe will confirm the expansion. You know what, herO gets across the map. It's going to be zoned away here by the stalker. Probe does confirm. MaxPax knows he's safe to probe, safe to saturate. MaxPax does have an economic lead, as he has a much faster natural. And herO throws down a pylon. He's setting up for a proxy. Okay. Now herO, he's still expanding, don't get me wrong. He's still expanding, he's still saturating for the time being. But we may commit to a proxy gateway, and we may just double down. There it is. Gateway's on the way. How many gates do we have? We have 2 gates at home. We have 1 across the map so far. 3 gates out of herO. And he may even throw down a 4th gateway. 4-gate aggression. For even a 4-gate all-in. Second shield battery is done for MaxPax. Oracle moves out. The hallucination does confirm. Here he's fully aware of what's going on. Does intercept. Gets the first volley off. Does zone away. MaxPax does rotate, does juke, does dive. Oh, getting caught out though. Does take some hull damage. Makes his way towards the main. Shield battery is done. Stalker is in position. Here he commits across the map. He doesn't turn back around. The 1 stalker is enough. Revelation will miss the units, and the proxy is complete. Here we go. Here comes herO. He's got his mass stalker. He's got his force fields. Can he lock down these stalkers? He can, and he will. There it is. Force field locks down 2 stalkers. Shield battery under fire. He'll bleed out 1 stalker himself. Throws down the second shield battery. Takes down 2 shield batteries. Now going for the stalkers themselves. Nice force field. Locks him down. And once again, that's going to be 2 stalkers falling. Poised are being pulled. There are no more force fields, though. Yeah, no more force fields, but it may still be too much. As herO forcing his way in, catching MaxPax with his pan. The pans are down, Bobby. Massive. Oh my god, the stasis traps, though. Stasis traps are popping up. Oh, massive connections. herO, he has limited warp ins. He He's running out of steam a little bit. Shield batteries are getting up and running. Probes are going down, but it doesn't matter. Here he's all in. MaxPax just has to buy time. And despite the stasis traps, this still might be too much. Here he has 7 stalkers. And MaxPax is down to what? Down to 2. 2 stalkers remaining. More reinforcements filing in. There's the NG overcharge. MaxPax, he's holding on. Oh my god. Yeah, the hold is real good. The stasis traps, they have been the MVPs here. They've been slowing down reinforcements, slowing down the warp agency of herO. And here he barely does not break MaxPax. Again, if it wasn't for the stasis traps, he would have been fine. He would have kept going. MaxPax holds, and MaxPax does take a lead. herO, he was so close. He was so close to breaking MaxPax. But he fails to do so, and now MaxPax, he's ahead. He is ahead in tech, he's ahead in economy, ahead in workers. hero's in trouble. He's in a lot of trouble here. Now he can try to turn this into a follow-up 2-base all-in. When he saturates the natural, he can still pull that off, but the last proxy gets found. Gateway is going to be depowered. And herO is in a lot of trouble here. He has a lot of catching up to do. At this point, either we double down on 2 bases or we go for a robo into Glaive Adepts. Maybe rushing into charge. The problem here is that there's going to be a big window in time where MaxPax has Blink over his opponent. Blink is halfway done. And we try to catch up. Twilight Council on the way. Yeah, rough position for herO. MaxPax, he breaks out. Getting a 3rd base. Maintaining his economic lead. Blink is not yet done. MaxPax has to respect the force fields. Respect the sentries. The station moves out. Oh, we hit the layout. Ah. Let's go. As MaxPax, he doesn't have to move in. He doesn't have to push forward. He does regardless of diving on in. He's a little bit crazy here, going for the stalkers. Just focusing down one after the other. MaxPax does not have to be this aggressive. He's still pushing forward. Blinking in. He will lose the Void Ray. Void Ray goes down. Boys are being pulled. herO, he will hold. He will hold here. I mean, MaxPax, he does trade, and you could argue he can afford to trade. That is true, but alas, that was a brutal trade. As herO, he was able to kill 10 stalkers and 1 Void Ray. MaxPax healing 7. Not the best trade from MaxPax, but MaxPax can still overwhelm. Reinforcing, moving in once again. As while MaxPax is containing his opponents, his 3rd base is already up and running. It's already up and running, and MaxPax still has the greater economy. MaxPax, he can afford some of these more inefficient trades. Links in. Oh, the stasis! The stasis pops off. And he catches him out. Yeah, it does catch herO. More stalkers going down. This is already getting out of hand. Picking off stalker after stalker, going for the sentry. Boys are being pulled. Brutal losses for herO. And again, everything's just been going south after the failed all-in. And here he's holding and surviving. Another station trap into the main. herO forcing back MaxPax. There's the recall. Nice target firing. herO focusing down whatever he can. Try to focus on whatever he can. MaxPax getting a 4th expansion. He's up to 61 workers. Now taking him into charge, into +1. Earlier timings here for MaxPax, just getting further and further ahead. And there are ways for herO to recover. Really, he'd have to do something to buy time. Like a Blink Stalker counterattack, a Zealot run by, Dark Templar, rushing into rushing into Disruptors. Something crazy, something chaotic, taking a risk, taking a chance. It's just hard to pull off here. It's not easy. As MaxPax is still being assertive. If he was more passive, then there'd be a greater chance for herO to recover. But MaxPax still moving out once again, checks for a 4th. confirms that there is none. MaxPax better CranKy for MaxPax. Blinks on forward. Blinks forward, rotating over towards that third. Catching at the sentry. Dark Shrine on the way for MaxPax. He doesn't even need it, fam. He doesn't even need it. But sure, why not? Why not? As MaxPax, he rotates. He has his stasis trap support. Moving in. Bypasses the main army. herO out of position. Does force the recall. And he just blinks in. Yeah, there's the recall. MaxPax getting surrounded. He has to be careful. He has to get the hell out of here. Does blink away. Likewise, more boys being transferred as Prism goes down. And herO, he will force back MaxPax. Oh no! Another stasis. Another stasis pops off. Again, the power of the Oracle, the power of the stasis traps. In current meta. So prevalent here. From the side of MaxPax, throwing down even more stasis traps at each base, at every location. MaxPax now getting into +2. Immortal production underway. And hero's all in at this point. I mean, he's been all in for quite some time at this point. It's all or nothing for herO. He's massing up his army. herO, he's up in army supply, that is true. But he's down heavily in upgrades, and he's pushing into a stasis. Oh, he does notice. Oh, despite that, a brutal connection. Sentries are exposed. And Max actually just has to play it slow. Just play it slow, play it safe. Kite back. Wait for more warp ins. One immortal goes down, so does the second. Nice pickoffs. Does catch the immortals. Now the stalkers are exposed. Oh, Prism goes down. No more reinforcements. GG gets called, and MaxPax takes game number 1. Whew. GG. MaxPax does take a lead in the series. Again, herO, he committed so hard to that initial all-in, and honestly, herO, he almost pulled it off. He almost broke MaxPax then and there. It was a very, very tense defense there. A lot of it came down to the Oracle. The MVPs were the stasis traps. I mean, we saw the stasis traps popping off throughout the course of the game, but catching the mineral line twice in a row, the entire mineral line as well, made sure that herO could not reinforce. If he had extra stalkers, he would have had enough to break MaxPax. But the Oracle was the MVP. GG. GG, well played. MaxPax, he survives the all-in. He takes the first game, and now we're getting into game number 2. Let's go. Game 2 is going to be on Amygdala, and we'll see how our players adjust over the course of this series. As a reminder, MaxPax, he was the player that did cut corners, and he did go for a very greedy build here in game 1. It was herO that tried to punish with an all-in. Coming into game 2, we expect more economic builds from both players as we load into Amygdala. Let's go. Here we go. There should be a stat on the Oracle which says how many units it stasises. That'd be a lot of fun, I think. That'd be a lot of fun as a number on the unit. I can get behind that. I can get behind that. And here we go, spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Amygdala, we have the South Korean Protoss player, the Red Protoss, down in the series, but it's a best of 7, pap. Yeah. Plenty of games ahead of us, plenty of games to come. Representing Twisted Minds, it is a herO. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the Danish Protoss player, the Blue Protoss, representing Sidestorm Gaming, leading the series 1-0. It is MaxPax. Is MaxPax back on his training, or is he always just good at PvP? If you are not familiar with MaxPax, you may not know this, but MaxPax, he is I would say for the past maybe 4 years, maybe 5. No, I think conservatively, I'd say 4 years. MaxPax has had the best PvP in the world. Maybe 4 years too much. Maybe 3 years. He's had the best PvP in the world. Nowadays, I would say that the line is more blurred. herO has been improving a lot, and I would say that herO is closer in skill with MaxPax now than in previous years and in previous metas, in previous times. If you've been watching, herO and MaxPax have been trading very often back and forth. Game 1 was in favor of MaxPax, but we expect a back and forth. Unlike the semifinals, we do expect like a Game 4, a Game 5, a Game 6, maybe even a Game 7 between these two players, as they often trade back and forth here. Historically, MaxPax has had better PvP than herO, but that has changed in the new patch. In the recent patch, herO has adjusted his style. I do love the evolution of the meta in PvP so far, with herO being greedy like this. Gate expands. Straight up, just gating. Oh, sorry, wait, was this Nexus first? Jesus. Never. Nexus first had a herO. This is what I mean. Typically, we didn't see it last game, but typically herO, he is more greedy than MaxPax and usually forces MaxPax to respond to him. For example, this. Nexus first had a herO. MaxPax, he responds, gate expand. So here he does have the more economic build. So we are settling it. He doesn't care. He does care. If you've been watching the evolution of these two PvP between MaxPax and herO, for years, when MaxPax would open with this economic style and economic build, herO, he would respond with an all-in. Basically, he did this for like 2 years, I want to say, where herO would always all in, and sometimes he'd break MaxPax. More often than not, he would fail to break him. Now he has stopped all-inning. Now when we see MaxPax open up economically, herO, he has stopped all-inning, and we saw it last game, to be fair. It was a different kind of all-in, but usually herO instead nowadays responds with more greed. So specifically against MaxPax, herO, he will more often than not open up with a faster Nexus. Like, this is more standard from herO. Is more standard. So far, 2 probes going to be going down. And currently, the meta between herO and MaxPax is that typically herO, he often tries to force aggression at a MaxPax instead. As MaxPax does open up with the earlier Stargate, Oracle's on the way. herO also responds with the Stargate, and we may see a Phoenix out of herO. I'm going to shut down the Oracle. As we just see MaxPax diving into the main. Does dive in, rushing past the Stalkers, getting one probe so far, getting a second probe as the Depth shade into the natural. Getting 1, 2, 3 probes, nice damage. Here comes a Phoenix here from herO, but MaxPax, he's not going into Phoenixes, he is switching into Blink Stalkers. So far here, he's trying to react to the aggression. As we mentioned, because of the economic build, he's forcing aggression out of MaxPax, and MaxPax, he is popping off 4 probe kills already, and he's not done. We have an Oracle towards the natural and another Oracle towards the main. So again, it's on herO to keep up. The main base, he has 2 Stalkers in position. He is ready, and he will zone. He will zone so far, getting 1, 2, 3, another 3 probes, 4 probes even, 5 into, 5 workers go down. And herO, despite going for the earlier Nexus, he has failed to maintain that economy, and MaxPax takes a lead. So MaxPax, he now has that greater economy here, switching into Blink Stalkers. herO trying to chase down those Oracles. It was, it was a bold move going for the Phoenixes, but he fails to catch the Oracles, as they're still out there. One of them did make it back home, throwing down stasis traps. And now herO, he has to try to find some counter damage here. As here he dives on the Oracle, and he should focus it down. Shield battery in position, the Oracle is safe. Nice moves here out of MaxPax, saves the Oracle. Phoenix is forced back. Now, do we have a Twilight Council? Not yet. We have Immortal Production from herO. Now, we may see herO go for a Twilight Council into Glaives. That would make the most sense given this position. herO, he knows he's behind when it comes to Blink, so he has to build up those Immortals, and we'll keep an eye on what upgrade he goes for, whether he goes into Glaives or goes into Charge. So we'll keep an eye on herO. For now, he's stuck on 2 base. Also, he's stuck defending back at home, attempting to get his 3rd. MaxPax poking in. So MaxPax, he does get the Phoenix. 1 Phoenix goes down. You're trying to gain map control. Phoenix gets picked off. There's this Twilight Council out of herO. And because of hero's deficit, we're expecting him to skip Blink. So we'll keep an eye on him. As +1 is finishing. +1 is finishing. Oh, the Immortal's exposed. Massive dive, massive blink, and herO. He's being overwhelmed. He will not survive this. He will not defend. Stalkers go down one after the other. Likewise, third base also under fire. And here he's hurting far too much here. And MaxPax, he should not let up. Oracle into the natural. Once again, focusing down the Immortal. Immortal does fall. And here he just cannot keep up. I mean, he can't afford anything. He's down to what? Two Stalkers left. Soon down to one. Immortal pops out. More reinforcements coming in. And with that, MaxPax, he has broken herO. We have a safety void ray on the way. Boys being pulled. It's just not going to happen here. And again, it was a risky move for herO to initially cut corners and go for the greed, go for the Nexus. He didn't get away with it. GG gets called, and MaxPax takes a 2-0 lead. Whew. GG. GG well played. A very nice punish there from MaxPax. Again, with his Oracles, he was able to pop off the Oracles and the Adept Harass as well. herO, he was unable to maintain himself. herO, on top of that, did invest into Phoenixes, and ideally, if you open Phoenix, your goal is to shut down the Oracles before they get damaged, and they failed to do so. They even struggled to catch the final Oracle as well, so the Phoenix build just wasn't worth it for herO, as he did not stop the damage from being done, and with that, GG. GG well played. MaxPax does take a 2-0 lead, and we'll see if herO can bounce back. Up next, Sandworm. Sandworm is going to be a much smaller map here. We do expect to see herO once again cutting corners. We do expect to see a faster Nexus, but we'll see how he does deviate from there. We'll keep an eye on our players. Keep an eye on herO and MaxPax. Let's go. So you're loading into Sandworm. I still regret not buying a CJ Enter's herO Pro League jacket when they had it. It was like 200 USD though at the time. It was insane. I think you're referring to they were selling the jackets on the ESL store, right? I got the KT Rollster jacket. I remember it was on sale though. I remember there was like a big sale happening at the ESL store. And I got the KT Rollster jackets, and I think that's all I got. I think I got like an ESL or like a Pro League shirt. I think I got a Pro League shirt. But here we go. We're getting into our next game, and spawning in the top left-hand corner of Sandworm, we have the South Korean Protoss player, the Red Protoss, down in this series. We'll see if he can bounce back. We'll see if he can recover, as he is down heavily here. But it's the best 7. Plenty more games ahead of us. It is herO for Twisted Minds. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Danish Protoss player, the Blue Protoss, representing Storm Gaming, leading the series 2-0. It is MaxPax. Now we just see MaxPax going for his gateway into Cybercore into expansion. From the side of herO, we expect him to do the same. We do not expect to see a second gateway. So mirrored builds. And if we commit to mirrored builds, this is the beginning of Phoenix Wars. So Phoenix Wars are very common between herO and MaxPax because they very often both play economically and they both open Stargate. If you recall, we actually saw herO defeat MaxPax earlier this week in the Water TV Monday. I know a lot of people have recency bias, but it's important to take note that, again, they have been trading back and forth. So far, MaxPax looking strong here in this series. We'll see if herO can bounce back. As for now, mirrored builds. Now, because the builds are mirrored, both players should be blocking each other's expansions, but herO, he does cancels the Zealot, faster Nexus, so herO, he does get the greedier build off, as typically is the case with herO, and MaxPax does open Stargate. Now, herO, we'll see if he still opens Stargate regardless. If so, this should still be Phoenix Wars. herO does have the faster Nexus, that is true, so he will have the more efficient start, as he does pilot block across the map. We are waiting for the tick of choice. We're waiting for the Stargate. Still gathering up that gas. Sentry is out. Stalker, a follow-up. Oh, okay, does cancel. There it is, Stargate for herO. So this is the beginning of Phoenix Wars. herO, he is aware of the Stargate of his opponent. MaxPax is not aware of the Stargate of herO, but he can assume. You can make an assumption here. The adepts will help scouts, will help confirm. Ooh, Oracle first out of MaxPax. Ay, ay, ay. Does open with the Oracle. herO should be opening with the Phoenix. Adept is a shade across the map. Does not quite commit though. Gets eyes on the natural. Here he's holding on. Adept does shade. And MaxPax, does he get behind the middle line? He does. He confirms. He does confirm the Stargate. Bam! Phoenix on the way. So Phoenix Wars, they have begun. So from here, both players will start making Phoenixes, and they should not stop. They should not stop making Phoenixes from here on forward. And we're waiting to see the second Stargate. We're waiting to see the second Stargate for that kind of next big power spike in Phoenix Wars. And then, of course, the Fleet Beacon. Adepts, they get into the mineral line, not bad. Getting one, getting two, getting almost three. 2 probes going down. Nice pickups. Stasis into the main, getting 1 probe. Good reaction out of herO. He does hold. herO does have a slight worker lead because of the faster Nexus. There comes that second Stargate that we did mention, so MaxPax will have the faster double Stargate production. And herO, where's that second Stargate? We're waiting. herO, he's fanning out. He does have some ground support. Catching out the Oracle. Oracle is going to go down. He gets caught out though. Yeah, getting caught. The Stalkers, they will support. Trading 1 for 1. Not bad. It does trade. Barely does not get the other Phoenixes, but they're so low. They're very low here, and here he can still pull this off. He's down in Phoenixes, but the Stalkers, they add quite a lot of support. They add quite a lot of DPS. herO, oh, tempted to chase. He is tempted. herO does kite back. More Phoenixes diving in. herO does try to focus him down. He gets 1, he gets 2, he gets 3. 1 Phoenix left, and herO, does he have enough? Oh, it's still so close. Barely not. Yeah, barely not. And what's scary here is that MaxPax scales better into a longer game. Remember, double Phoenix production. herO, he's only making 1. This was basically an all-in. This was a very strong timing out of herO. He was hoping to try to catch MaxPax ahead of time and kill him before he did reach critical mass, and he failed to do so. You have a massive gateway explosion. These gateways are late for herO, getting up to 6 gates, or getting up to 5 gateways on 2 bases, switching into Blink. But herO's in a rough position. herO, he's in a very rough position here. herO is hurting, and MaxPax does take a massive lead. MaxPax, he does get eyes on an additional Twilight. He saw Twilight Council, he knows. Does see the Twilight Council. From here, we should be seeing a Robo for MaxPax. Gets further into the main, sees extra gateways. Blink has begun for herO. Not bad. Adepts, they get into the bases. MaxPax still down in probes. MaxPax still down. Does commit in. He will overwhelm all the Phoenixes. And now it's just purely Stalker here for herO. And they're getting picked off 1 at a time. MaxPax, he pulls away. Going for the mineral line. Now here comes the Robo again. MaxPax, he needs Immortals. And this is a late Robo for MaxPax. Again, it looks like he didn't realize it was a switch into Blink Stalkers until this moment. So late Robo, late reaction. herO, he has an opportunity. That Blink timing, he's going to make it. Their base is on the way. herO, he maintains map control. He has successfully gotten out of Phoenix Wars into Mass Blink Stalker. And MaxPax is in a rough position here, just because of how late the reaction is. Likewise, he's just contained on 2 bases. Still making more Phoenixes. herO will have the faster base, better saturation. Right now, MaxPax just massing up Immortals and Void Rays. Everything just anti-Stalker. +1 air attack is on the way. And here, he doesn't have to break the natural. All he has to do is just contain. Just contain MaxPax. Catch out a couple of Phoenixes. Hero moving in. He's got 14 Stalkers, soon to be 17. 17 Stalkers. Oh. Saturating his third. It does saturate, does contain. And Hero just has to calm down. Just has to chill out. Just calm down, Pappy, calm down. Oh, he does hallucinate. He's moving in. Takes down the cannon. Still reinforcing, still maintaining a better economy. Gas is now on the way. And MaxPax is being starved out. At this point, he's just being starved out. And he will get into the mineral line here. He misses the entire army. And we're going for the base trade. This mineral line is going to get shut down. Here is pushing in towards the natural. Do we get a recall in time? He's going for the kill. Going for the kill. Going for the throat. There's the recall. Takes down one cannon. Doesn't break through in time. And nice pick up here from MaxPax. Getting 15 probes. He gets back home. Doesn't lose anything. Losing only one cannon. Hero now is in trouble. Suddenly, that lead that Hero once had is not there. Just lost 15 workers. So a big step up from Hero. He missed the move out. Suddenly MaxPax, he's back in this game. Taking his third. Taking his third base now to 4 immortals, soon to be 5. Massing out more void rays. And now he's confident enough to move out. Once again, another run by, another flyby. Here he spots this. I'll spot this with the observer. Leading out to 2 more probes. Two more probes go down. MaxPax building up. Getting another probe. MaxPax pulling away. Does pull back, does pull away. Now here he has been able to reinforce with Archons. He still has a better economy with full 3-way saturation. MaxPax is still getting there. To compensate, we have cannons, we have shield batteries. MaxPax still taking more defensive stance. And can Hero pull this off? I mean, the Charge-Ults are a really nice addition. Right now, there's no good answer to the Charge-Ults. There's no Archons. No Archons. Yet the Void Ray Immortal does pull back. Phoenix is being zoned away. Nice stasis covering 1 Archon. But there's still 3 Archons left, and MaxPax just being pinned further back here into the mineral line. Focusing down the Archons, does go for the mass lift. The boys are being pulled, the Immortals are going down, but it looks like MaxPax, he can barely hold on here. Yeah, he will hold. Whew. Takes down every single Stalker. Catching reinforcements, Warpins are too late. But that's still the mineral line though. And that's still the mineral line going down. Void, the Archons are coming out of stasis. And MaxPax, he will hold, he does have a massive army. MaxPax is at what, 40 army supply, but he did lose the entire mineral line. There's a recall. Does recall back home. MaxPax moving out. Resaturating. Go based on the way for Hero. Hero is relying just on mass Archon. Means they can't lift Archons, but they can lift workers. Okay, 8, 9, 10. Jesus, oh my god. Takes down the mineral line. Full mineral line goes down. He's not done. Archons are very immobile, and Hero, he doesn't react. Doesn't respond. Phoenix, they only stop because they're out of energy. they just can't lift anything else. Here is still up in workers, which is great. Oh god, no! Oof. As one Phoenix goes down. Void Rays are amassing. As they catch a Stalker. Here he's being distracted. MaxPax massing up a greater army, more cannons, more shield batteries. Stasis traps as well. This is not going to be an easy defense. Again, these Phoenixes are almost dead supply. Defensively, I mean. They're harassing, they're getting value. We need more Immortals. We still only have how many? 4 Immortals. That is not enough. Now going for the Fleet Beacon, going to Sky Toss. From here we can go into Tempest. But here he's had enough waiting. These Void Rays are so prone to stacking as well. He has to be so careful with that. Prism does warp in. Phoenixes, they threaten the Warpism. Army rotates over. Expansion's got to be denied. Phoenixes, he wants that Warpism. Let's back at him. He's moving in. Again, there's not really much stack defense here. Goes to the dive. Catches out the Stalkers. Void Rays activate Prismatic Alignment. And the Prism goes down. The Void Rays, they do pop off. Yeah, nice stasis. They focus on the Archons. And MaxPax holds. He does hold on. Whew. Respect the Void Rays. Ah. So let's punish those Stalkers. Massive Archon shots going up. Archons, they go down, and Max actually shuts down the army. And catching out more Stalkers. Now, Max actually doesn't really have the most mobility with his army, with Massive Void Ray. It's very slow, very immobile, up until a point, because here comes Flux Veins, as we're making 3 Void Rays at a time. Massive Void Ray. Here, catching out a Phoenix. Getting one, getting 2. 2 Phoenixes going down. Mass Stalker moving in. That's a lot of Stalkers. Void Rays, they kite back. They do spread. And they focus on Archon after Archon. Only Stalkers remaining. And there's just not enough support here. It's just pure Stalker for herO. Mothership has arrived. Max actually has Mothership support. There's the Cloak. But again, here he has the Observer. Speaking of Observer, moving in for MaxPax. MaxPax, he knows there's a Void Ray, sorry, there's an Observer in position. Going for the dive, going for the lift. Cloak does run out. Cloak runs out. Stalkers, they do start to step in. They focus on Void Ray after Void Ray. And MaxPax, does he have enough to hold on here? It's close. It's close. So many Void Rays go down. Oh my god. Brutal trade. MaxPax is barely holding, but you can see the Void Rays, they don't really scale well in PvP. Like Mass Blink Stalker, they're focusing down the one after the other. That was how many? That was 8 Void Rays going down. There's 3 Void Rays left. And it's just cheaper to just warp in Mass Stalker. Oh, nice stasis though. Very nice. But as you can see, MaxPax is stuck at home, and here he just max expands. He just takes every base. Every base on the map belongs to herO. herO, he can afford to just throw down or just warp in wave after wave of Stalkers and just keep rallying in. And MaxPax, he should not be able to get out of this, as he's just stuck at home perpetually. And he just cannot build up an army. He's down to 2 Immortals. And herO is going for the kill. He's going for the kill. Denies the stasis. From here, he can just blink in. There's Prismatic Alignment. herO blinks away. Takes down the Immortals. He's waiting out the Prismatic Alignment. Just waiting it out. does wait him out. Blinks on forward, takes down the Mothership. Mothership goes down. GG gets called, and herO, he will overwhelm. And herO, he will fight back, putting a point on the board. Whew, GG. A very intense back and forth here. Again, even this game was, I mean, there were moments for MaxPax, moments for herO. Again, the problem with going Mass Void Ray, as you saw, is that it just doesn't scale well against Mass Stalker. Stalkers are just cheaper. They can also target, and the Void Rays one after the other. The strength of the Void Ray is also in the prismatic alignment. Whenever it's on cooldown, whenever it's not available, Void Rays are so vulnerable. They just tickle units. They don't really have anywhere near as much strength, and GG. GG, well played. With that, MaxPax, he gets broken, and now we're getting into game number 4. Let's go. Let us go. But regardless, still a very intense back and forth. The Phoenixes from MaxPax doing a lot of damage. If you recall, the big moment in this game was how late it took for MaxPax to realize what was happening. If you remember, it was a late Robo and late Immortal production from MaxPax because, and also late Void Ray production as well, because it took him so long to confirm what was going on. He saw the Stalkers, and he did catch a glimpse of the Twilight Council, but he didn't see the Mass Gateways until a little bit later. And that's when he did recognize that. That's when he threw down the Robo. But again, it was late. It was late response, late reaction. With that, GG, herO does fight back. Now we're getting into game number 4. Let's go. Let us go. How would you rate PvP out of all mirror matchups? What do you mean when it comes to enjoyability? I think I enjoy PvP more, casting PvP more than every other matchup. I think in regards to TVT and ZVZ, it depends. Like each mirror matchup has its own weak point. Like for example, I enjoy PvP involving Korean players because they're more dynamic. European PvP has a reputation of being very stagnant and being very slow and being a lot more stale. I'm not saying it happens all the time, but there is that reputation for a reason. So there are different metas. Same with like TVT. Like TVT can also be very slow depending on which players are involved. Spirit. Look, I'm looking at you, Spirit. I'm like, okay, God damn it. So yeah, it depends on the players, I think, for sure. Depends on the players. But here we go. We're diving into our next series. And spawning in the top right-hand corner here of Starchild, we have our South Korean Protoss player, the Red Protoss, who representing Twisted Minds. It is herO. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the Danish Protoss player, the Blue Protoss, representing Sidestorm Gaming, leading the series 2-1. It is MaxPax. What about ZVZ? ZVZ also has that reputation. Specifically, I'm referring to European ZVZ, has like a reputation of also being more stagnant and also being very roach-based and a lot of roach wars in European ZVZ. If you remember, that's why for a long time there would be this sentiment amongst players like Lambo and Alazer and Rainer and Cyril. They'd be like, yo, these pinche Korean Zergs, like at any moment they just stop droning, they just make roaches and they just kill you. And that's great, like that's a lot of fun, instead of the more European style of just slowing down, getting your bases, getting into roaches, and being more stable. So likewise, like similar to PvP, I guess, depends on who's playing. Depends on the matchup, the players. There's pros and cons to each mirror matchup, for sure. So I guess similarly to PvP, I'm not too fond of the more slow and stagnant style of ZVZ that happens every now and then, which is just Roach v Roach, like third base into fourth base into maxed out Roach versus Roach. Same with PvP, where you can sometimes, like we're not going to see it here in this series at all, Phoenix Wars by the way, but a more slower style of getting a natural, getting a third base, and getting into Blink, then into Charger Archon Immortal, on a 4-base economy, like in a more like slower back and forth. That's not going to happen here, as we're seeing Stargate versus Stargate, Phoenix versus Phoenix. Let's go. So Phoenix Wars are upon us once again. So we are moving out. So there we go, Phoenixes are on the way. Now, similarly to the previous game, I say similarly. Now, last game, herO, he opened Stargate, but he did switch into extra gateways into Blink Stalkers. True, right? Like herO, he did switch into Blink Stalkers. That was a risky maneuver. It did pay off in the end. It was a crazy build that herO went for. But here we see the much faster second Stargate from MaxPax, and we should be seeing a faster second Stargate from herO this time as well. We should be, as we are entering Phoenix Wars. And there it is, second Stargate on the way. Now herO, he is slightly behind with the second Stargate, but it's close enough where it's a little bit negligible. It does mean that defensively, MaxPax will have faster reinforcements, but by the time they get across the map, herO should have his own faster reinforcing Phoenix. So close enough as we're building up our Phoenixes. Now, when it comes to Phoenix Wars, it's all about positional play and it's all about stacking. We bring this up all the time, but when it comes to how they engage, stacking is so crucial. If you fail to stack, when you engage, half your Phoenixes won't shoot. They won't shoot initially, so you waste so much DPS if you fail to stack. On top of that, we should be seeing a lot of positional play. herO, he's very fond of trying to catch reinforcements, specifically the distance and the area between the main army of MaxPax and the Stargates. There's a period here, there's a window where you can try to dive in and catch some of these reinforcing Phoenixes. It goes both ways. It goes both ways, but you can try to catch like a stray Phoenix here and there if you outposition your opponent. Spotter pylons are going to be thrown down. These pylons are crucial just because, as you can imagine, Phoenixes don't shoot down. So these pylons, for the most part, they're permanent. So basically like free vision, free scouting, pylons are being thrown down for herO, MaxPax doing the same thing. So there's very much so like a big part of the meta herO Phoenix versus Phoenix, where it's all about pylons for scouting, Phoenix stacking as well, being aware of the location of your opponent's army. Fleet beacons on the way, faster Phoenix range for herO. Oh, MaxPax, he does get the pylon. Does throw in the pylon in time. And Phoenix range is another big power spike. Phoenix range, what does that mean? That we're getting into, of course, a greater upgrade here where herO, he can shoot first. Phoenix range does allow the herO army to shoot first. MaxPax fire later. Phoenix range now on the way. Meanwhile, big shout out to Pig. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Hope you had a great time covering the Pigsty Festival Qualifier number 2. Hope you had a great time. Hope you had a great cast. And welcome one and all to the grand finals of the Rex April Madness. It's a best of 7 PvP between herO and MaxPax. It's been an intense back and forth so far. It's been very intense. So far, we do see MaxPax with the Phoenix lead. herO moving in. Lassie can't quite take this fight though. He is stacking, both players are. Again, herO, he's down in Phoenixes. Oh my god. He can't quite commit. Gets one shot off. Again, Phoenix range. Gets one, gets two. Massive pickoffs. And MaxPax, he commits. Does commit to the fight. Oh, MaxPax does have the Phoenix lead. And MaxPax, he will win this. Yeah, he will take this over. And there's nothing left. There's nothing left here. Here, he'll lose every single Phoenix. And with that, he should not recover. He should not recover. Again, herO, he did get 2 Phoenixes at the start, but GG gets called, and MaxPax, he will extend his lead, taking a 3-1 lead over herO. GG. Whew. GG, well played. It was a strong start for herO. herO, he got 2 free Phoenixes with Phoenix range. It was very impressive, but he was down in Phoenix because he was investing into that upgrade, so he couldn't fight head-on. He couldn't fight head-on. Once MaxPax closed the distance, that was game. That was game then and there. GG, well played. MaxPax, he will take a lead, and MaxPax is now 1 game away from claiming this best of 7 and becoming our champion. One more game. One more game. As we're now getting ready here for our next setup. Let's go. Here should have pulled back. That's what we said. For those that are curious, we mentioned how herO, he did have Phoenix range, so he was able to pick off the first 2 Phoenixes, but as we mentioned, once MaxPax closed the distance, he had the overwhelming Phoenix count, so range didn't matter. Range didn't matter once, you know, that distance was closed. And here we go. We're now going to be getting into our next game, and we're going to be loading into Frostline. Oh boy. Here we go. I'm sure if Eric is being cast, it's one of the best. Of course, of course. Of course, Pappy. Aye, aye, aye. But here we go. We're getting to our next game. And I'm hoping we extend our series here. I'm hoping we get a back and forth. The pressure is on herO. But MaxPax with a lot of momentum so far in this series. And here we go. Spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Frost Sign, we have our South Korean Protoss player, the Red Protoss, down heavily in the series. He's up against the wall. He has to fight back here and now to extend the series and have a chance at the ace match. For Twisted Minds, it is herO. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Blue Protoss player, with the Blue Protoss representing Storm Gaming from the land of Denmark. One game away from becoming this month's Rex April Madness champion. It is MaxPax. Here we go. This is fascinating to me. I'm a fighting game player. I know close to nothing about RTS and the SC2 scene, but I also observed European fighting game playstyles being tamer and more based on knowledge, and Korean/Japanese playstyle being based on pure execution/APM. Oh yeah, I think there are definitely some similarities there, for sure. Definitely some similarities when it comes to certain aspects of SC2. I will say that some of those boundaries and some of those ideas have fallen over time, where certain regions were a little more strict when it came to that sort of thing, and now they've become a little bit more accepting of that, and they've been more of like a blending between the two. But for sure, I can say there are definitely similarities. As we do have our Gate Cyber expand out of MaxPax, herO doing the same. Gateway into Cybercore into expansion. So mirrored build so far. herO, the only difference here is the placement of the Cybercore. This does force a more delayed scout, so it's going to be a hidden variation by herO, but overall the same build. From here we should be expanding, and we should be seeing Stargates from both players. This is the beginning of Phoenix Wars once again. Now we could see one of our players deviate away. Already in this series, if you missed out on it, herO, he did try to get out of it on Sandworm and go into Blink Stalkers, successfully so. It was still a shaky game, it was not clean by any means. But there it is, Stargate for herO before expanding. MaxPax going Nexus first. Okay, so Nexus before Tech, herO, Tech before Nexus. So with that, herO, he will have a slight lead when it comes to his Phoenix. But alas, it's also going to be slightly behind when it comes to the economy. Oh, as we do Pylon Block. Yeah, nice Pylon Block here out of MaxPax, forcing out the initial Adept, not Zealot. So hero's base is going to be even more heavily delayed. Once again, both players should be investing into Phoenixes. herO going for the unnatural. Okay. Going for the unnatural natural. Let's go. Let's go. Nexus has been thrown down. herO expanding elsewhere. It is going to be quite awkward to defend both locations, I'll be honest, especially with Phoenixes. There is going to be opportunity for MaxPax to abuse herO, 100%. As herO, he opens Oracle first. Bold move here, opening up with the Oracle. This does mean that he's going to be down when it comes to Phoenixes, or behind when it comes to the Phoenix count and the Phoenix army. Oracle moves out. And we'll see if he can bypass that Phoenix, as herO is going into delayed Phoenix production. Now this may still be worth it. herO getting across the map. Does get across, Adept does shade into the main, getting one probe so far. Gets one worker. Oracle sips in. MaxPax is ready here at the natural. The main base is exposed, but the shield battery is almost done. Shield battery looks like it is ready in time, just in time. Going for the stasis. As Phoenixes, they will shut this down. Yeah, and it looks like the Oracle, it barely will not recall in time. It was a risky maneuver going Oracle first, and it was not worth it. With that, MaxPax has a lead. MaxPax, he takes the lead. He's up in Phoenixes already. And again, herO, he has to defend his main and his natural. Not going to be easy here. Yeah, herO's in trouble. He's going to be overwhelmed. Remember, he's already down at Phoenix because of the Oracle. And that may just be game. That may just be game then and there. Again, so risky going for the Oracle. Phoenixes go down. Let's say bust into the mineral line. And herO, he's being torn apart. He's being torn apart left and right. More probes falling. Stalker goes down. And here he should never catch up in Phoenixes. In a mirror matchup, how can you? As hero's trying to hide his Phoenixes. Does pivot away. Does save one. You know, MaxPax actually just came with the production. He does camp. He does catch the Phoenix. Nice shield battery. Shield battery does save him. Hero moving out. He's racing across the map. Back at home, bleeding out more probes. Hero, he barely has an economy. And MaxPax back at home. What does he have to defend? Still just pure Phoenixes. Pure Phoenixes to defend. As we insist, a big shout to Shiva Blaster in the chat. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the gifted sub to C4. As more probes going down. Getting up to 10. And here he's switching into ground toss. He's throwing down 2 more gateways. Again, like there's no chance for Hero to catch up in Phoenixes at this point. So he abandons the idea. Going into Stalkers. Speaking of, the final Phoenixes do get picked up. And now we have the ground army. Now this time MaxPax, he's much faster to respond with a Robo. The first Immortal has already arrived. Robo is done. Immortal is out. Hero is going for an all-in. Yeah, 1.5 base all-in at a Hero. How many gateways is he on? 4, soon to be 5. So 5 gates, mass Stalker. No blink, no nothing. Can MaxPax survive? As he just forced the all-in. Here. Locking down the Immortal. Nice catch. The Immortal does get picked up. Just barely. But the Phoenixes, they will just punish this. They go for the lift. Catching out 3 Stalkers. And remember, Hero, he has no longevity in this game. He has no upgrades, no blink, no +1. And Hero is being forced back. Again, he's just running out of steam here. Gets an extra warp in. Does move forward. Does move forward. Now the Stalker goes down. MaxPax collapsing in the army. Yeah, picking up Stalker after Stalker. Oh my god. And MaxPax, he's done it. GG gets called. He does overwhelm. And MaxPax, he will take the series 4-1, becoming the Rex April Madness champion. GG. Whew. GG, well played. MaxPax with a dominant showing here. Again, Hero did defeat MaxPax earlier in the week. If you were here for the Water TV Monday, you will know that Hero did bring down MaxPax in a previous tournament, but here tonight, when it matters most, at least in the Rex April Madness, MaxPax, he pops off. He pops off. He will take the series. He is our champion. Congratulations. Congratulations here to MaxPax. Shout out to Hero. He had some very quirky builds. Very quirky builds. I'm referring to the build on Sandworm, for example, switching out of Phoenixes into Blink Stalkers. The initial ground Stalker kind of all-in that we saw as well to try to punish the Phoenixes. We had some crazy builds out of Hero, but alas, MaxPax, he will claim it in the end. GG. GG, well played. Switching our scenes over, we can catch up on the bracket itself. Again, if you missed out on the previous broadcasts of this tournament, I do recommend it. We had a crazy tournament so far. We had Hero taking down Zaun and Rogue to make it to the finals. Rogue took down Clem 3-0. Very impressive result earlier. Again, we casted those matches a couple of days ago, 2 days ago even, on the channel. Solar over Bunny, MaxPax over Classic. And coming into the semis, coming into day 2, we did expect Hero and MaxPax to make it to the finals. I was hoping for more back and forth, and at least we had no 4-0s tonight, but purely 4-1s. Hero 4-1 over Rogue, MaxPax 4-1 over Solar, and then MaxPax with that final 4-1 over Hero. GG. GG, well played. Here we go, congratulations. And yeah, with that, I mean, again, a big win here for MaxPax. He did drop some maps here. He did show a little bit of weakness against Solar and Hero, but for the most part, a dominant performance. I think most people would agree that the big upset that occurred this tournament was Rogue versus Clem. We did expect Clem versus Hero in the semifinals, but that was not the case. Rogue shut him down. Once again, Rogue going for his his stylistic approach of late game ZVT of Mass Lurker Overseer. So again, he did showcase that once again versus Clem with success as well. So and yeah, with that led into the PvP finals at the end of the broadcast. GG, well played. Hope you all enjoyed yourselves. Hope you all had a great time. Again, hope you all had a great time watching and tuning into Pig's broadcast earlier. Again, thank you so much for the raid once again. I don't know if Jared is still there, but regardless, thank you so much for that massive raid. And I know that you just caught the tail end of the finals, but I do recommend checking out the VODs. There are a lot of really fun series that were played out in this tournament. Shout out to Rex. For those who don't know, Rex, he is the Taiwanese Zerg player. Rex, he for a long time was mainly a competitor, but recently Rex has been casting and organizing these invitationals. This was a 16-player invitational with a group stage first, and we did actually host this event last month as well. Last month was the March Madness. Here we have the April Madness, and we might see some more madness in the future. Oh no, we might see it, Pat. We might see it. Actually, hold on. Where is Rex? I'm gonna ask you. May Madness? Are we gonna get crazy in May as well? We'll see. I'm not certain. I don't know if Rex plans on doing this every single month, but for the past 2 months, he has been hosting this tournament, this invitational, and we might see some more in the future. I know that these months are going to be a little bit more busy, especially with EWC, with DreamHack Dallas, with Star Agora, with GSL. The off season is coming to an end, and suddenly we're getting so many more tournaments around the corner. So our schedules are going to get busier, and there's probably going to be less time to host events like this. Yeah. Speaking of Rex, he just let me know. He said maybe not, because May has so many tournaments. As we mentioned, there's like a lot of offline events and a lot of traveling happening, so less room for some of these tournaments. But maybe once we get some more downtime again, Rex will come back. He'll get mad again. He'll get crazy. Might be crazy. We'll get crazy. May gonna be busy for everyone? 100%. We may get madness in May. I didn't catch that, Einstein. You're an animal. Just want to say that CranKy Ducklings is the only StarCraft 2 content I actively watch. I find the commentary awesome, humble, very knowledgeable, etc. Thank you for the content. Oh, thank you, C4. Thank you. Do appreciate it. Much love. I appreciate the kind words. Dos mas. Oh no. I should want to learn RTS because of them, but I haven't had enough time to invest into RTS. There is a bit of a learning curve for sure. There's definitely a little bit of a learning curve when it comes to getting into any RTS, really, whether it's StarCraft, like Warcraft, Age of Empires as well. There's definitely a high entry, like a high barrier to entry, which is, you know, what makes the game maybe a little bit more niche, but it also makes it like that much more you can appreciate pros that much more, knowing just how difficult it is to get into, you know, a game like this. I mean, I guess that's applicable to a lot of other esports out there, but for RTS especially, I feel like, again, like the barrier is quite high, and you can appreciate it that much more as a result, like watching these players, I mean, and enjoying the esport, enjoying the StarCraft. Oh, so it's a maybe. You're all animals. But otherwise, thanks for watching. Thanks for the support. We do appreciate it. We just wrapped up our second broadcast of the day, and when it comes to any more content here on the CranKy Ducklings, we got you covered. Bam! As we cast more StarCraft than any other channel out there. We have all the content, all the casting. Our next broadcast is going to be tomorrow morning. We just wrapped up our Thursday evening broadcast with the Rex April Madness, and again, Friday morning is going to be StarCraft Evolution King of the Hill. For those that are curious, that is a mod that blends together Brood War and StarCraft 2 and does pit them against each other, so I do recommend checking that out if you haven't seen it before. It is a breath of fresh air, and it's honestly a lot of fun. It's very entertaining. We have been casting quite a lot of StarCraft Evolution actually, and we have 3 StarCraft Evolution events going on in the next 3 days. So Friday morning, 9 AM KST, that's going to be at 10 AM AEST. That'll be in 9.5 hours. So 9.5 hours from this message, we're going to be live here once again with StarCraft Evolution King of the Hill. Meanwhile, Saturday evening, we have StarCraft Evolution, the bi-weekly tournament. That's going to be Saturday evening. And we have Kung Fu Cup StarCraft Evolution Sunday morning. So back to back to back, 3 different days, 3 different tournaments of StarCraft Evolution. We have Fire Cup Saturday morning. That is going to be StarCraft 2. That is the monthly CIS tournament for the CIS region. Meanwhile, Sunday evening, we have Sparkling Tuna Cup. That is our weekly open tournament. We missed Sparkling Tuna Cup last week because of Easter. Because of Easter, you know, we still casted a different tournament, but we did not host a Tuna Cup, but we do have one this weekend. So again, do tune in. The best of the best do face off in Sparkling Tuna Cup. Players like Bjorn, Solar, Shin, Kior, alongside Showtime, Skillus, Christianer, and many others. Jimmy all face off in the Tuna Cup, so do check it out. Do tune in. It's gonna be a lot of fun. If you want to support us, if you want to support events like the Sparkling Tuna Cup, you can do so via Patreon. !Patreon in the chat. You'll get a link to our Patreon page. Our Patreon does fund these 3 tournaments on my right. It does fund Sea Duckling Open, Sparkling Tuna Cup, and Master Sworn Open as well. That is our monthly tournaments and our weekly tournaments. It is all funded via Patreon, and 100% of the money goes towards the players and towards the scene. So if you want to support StarCraft, if you want to support the players, you can do so via our Patreon, or otherwise you can follow us. You can follow us here on Twitch, on YouTube, on Instagram, join us on Discord, wherever you prefer. Wherever you prefer. We have links in the chat. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Do appreciate it. With that, we're going to be wrapping up here for the evening. Again, we'll be back in 9.5 hours with some more StarCraft. We do have half a day off. I mentioned before, of course, we do cast every single day, twice a day, every single day. So we cast more than anywhere else. All the content is here on the CranKy Ducklings, but we have half a day off on Fridays, so we can rest up a little bit, recharge, and stream some Final Fantasy, really. So yeah, if you are interested in some Final Fantasy streams, we got you covered there. Otherwise, when it comes to other big news, we are going to be featured soon, TM. I'm not too sure when. I don't think it's this weekend, probably next weekend, we'll see. But Rotterdam did reach out and did invite us to play and to compete in a Bassus Big Brain Bouts. Exciting stuff. It's been a long time. It's been years since I've ever played in anything competitive, so so I don't know what to expect. Don't expect much. Don't expect it's gonna be an interesting one, but it's gonna be a lot of fun. Because of that, I've actually been laddering on a daily basis for the past 10 days. For the past 10 days, we've been laddering. It's been a lot of fun. I haven't been able to ladder this regularly in a very, very long time. It's been years, but yeah, we're getting ready. We're trying to get in shape for that show match. Don't know who I'm going to be playing against or anything like that. I don't think there are any details of that yet, but soon TM is all I can say. Soon TM. So just want to be in form and in shape for that. That is the plan. So we'll see how that goes. That'll be over on eventually on Rotterdam's channel whenever that does come to fruition. I'm not going to be streaming now, but I'll probably be streaming ladder after StarCraft Evolution tomorrow. So after tomorrow's broadcast, I'll probably go live on my personal channel and have a cheeky ladder session. Yeah, it's gonna be good. Gonna be amazing. It's catching up. Oh yeah, true. I saw there was like a big content drop for Stormgate. I haven't played it yet. I personally, I'm probably just gonna wait. When it comes to Stormgate, like I'm content to wait until it comes to full release. But yeah, cool to see the development of the game. Otherwise, wrapping up. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you guys next time. We'll see you guys, yeah, either later on tomorrow or for another broadcast. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Stick around. We're going to be giving another StarCraft streamer a raid, and we'll see you guys next time. Until then, hasta luego. Ciao, papi, ciao. Hasta luego. See you next time.